going live. It takes a while. You're live. But it takes a little bit. Let me know if you can hear me. Yeah, I might be a little late. Anybody? Can you hear me? Hello. There's a huge delay today. Usually it's not this bad. Can you guys hear me? Yay, loud and clear. Yay, I'm on time. Woohoo! So I have a little different setup today. How's that? How does it look? Like audio okay? Video okay? Is it good? Is it better? Is it worse? So I try to hook up the camera onto a computer. So right now I'm using a computer. I'm a little bit worried that it will heat up anytime soon. But so I have like a microphone today and I have a camera set up today. And so I'm wondering if the sound and the video quality is better or not. It looks better on the laptop, but I'm not sure. So, hi guys! Hey guys, こんばんは。お待たせして申し訳ございません。寝坊してしまって。Don't worry. I was wondering, like, Arif, are you like native Japanese speaker or like your every time like you sent me comments in Japanese and then your Japanese like perfect. Like you can use kanji and everything. Yeah, so I'm just wondering if you are actually native Japanese speaker. Yeah. Sounds okay. Okay. Sounds okay. Good. Because like I was a little bit worried about the sound because 完璧な日本語は完璧な日本語です。Did I say that? Okay, I don't know. 日本語上手だから yeah. I think everyone knows that you can speak and write in what? Here and yeah, anyway. You can handle Japanese. But yeah, I was a little bit worried about the microphone because I was trying to download this like software so that I can hook up my DSLR like that was sitting over here to my laptop. And then the software says that like I cannot use the microphone if I'm attaching that to the camera, like right. And so I try to like put it into the earphone like headphone jack, and I tested it out earlier and it sounded okay on my end. So yeah, hopefully. Hurry. Hey Jerry, I'm Sherry. Sherry, by the way. So I guess Norm is not busy today. Yay. And luckily I have more people today. Yay. Last week it was Easter weekend and I was suffering from not having many people. So yay. Easter's over. Yay. Okay, so I always get thirsty during the live streaming, so I decided to get something at the convenience store. So I'll be drinking this. It's lemonade. 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 Weird. It says lemonade. What the hell? Anyway, and this is a limited edition in Chugoku and Shikoku area. So within Ehime area, and then like Hiroshima, Okayama area. And that's why it says Setouchi Inland Sea limited edition. And I got this because it's kind of hard to get lemonade in Japan. I mean, seriously. Okay. It's not bad. I think it needs a little bit of lemonness, and it needs a little bit of sweetness. But it's fine. It's fine. It's much better than cow lemonade. How comes cow lemonade? I don't know. Anyway, so 日本のクライアントと仕事したことがある。へー。But still, like your English, I mean Japanese, like perfect. So have you ever lived in Japan? Or are you living in Japan? Because your Japanese level is like native speaker level. Anyway, so all right, so today, 35 people, yeah, and then give me thumbs up. I only have 5, and then 35 people watching. Give me thumbs up. Go. I do this every time. Go. Oh, it's not moving. Oh, darn it. Oh, okay, here we go. Oh, yay, 11. Anyway, good morning. I am glad I just saw the live stream start. Yes, we just started, Patrick. Yay. Hit the like button, people. Yes. Hello. Okie dokie. All right. Around 30 is my, like, sweet number. If I, like, go up to, like, 50, I get a little bit nervous. Like, oh, many people are watching. And then, like, goes down to 20, like, oh. So, all right. Okay, Norm's gonna distract me the whole time, probably. He's hitting, like, random button on the keyboard. Good day from South Korea. Ooh, South Korea. Cool. All right. Okay, so today's. All right. So I have a feeling that everybody's just gonna talk to Norm. Like, hey Norm. Because like you have this like the check mark, the verification mark. So like it pops up in the what is it? The chat section. Okay. All right. Anyway, so today's topic was what happens if you are late in Japan? What do you think it'll happen? What do you think? Mute Norm, I'm not that. What? Distraction. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. He was saying distraction. So what? Okay, so Norm is crazy. We all know that. Anyway, so what do you think would happen if you are late for example, like late for school, late for work, late for date, maybe, late for something else? Late as in pregnant? No. No, late in time. Late equals to fired. LOL. 死んでいる土下座 That's hilarious. That could happen. Yeah, that could happen. Have you made a book? You have Sherry's English on the back. What are you talking about? This? Yes, these are all my textbooks. Yep. I'm a teacher at a uni in Tokyo. Cool. Students who come late, just say sorry and sit down. Nothing of interest. Okay. University in Japan is completely different. That's a good point. I think I should talk about it later because I have a little bit of experience there. If you're early, then you are on time. If you are on time, you are late. And if you are late, don't bother coming. Hilarious. Yeah, that's actually true. That's what I was gonna say. Cause like one of my teachers from old time. I remember. I don't even remember. It was like a guy or a woman or a man, but they said that if you are on time, you are late. That kind of stuck in my head. Like, if you're on time and you're late, what, you know? But okay, so I want to talk about this train driver, Japanese train driver, and the news article is kind of long, so I'm going to summarize it. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but basically, he had a job to drive this a what is it, like empty train, like after the service is done, like the last train is gone, and then his job is to drive the empty train to the like the parking area. I don't know what it's called. Anyway, and he was 1 minute late. He went to the wrong platform. I don't know. He was new. I don't know. There's no information on that. But he went on to the wrong platform, waiting for the train to come. And then he realized of his mistake, and then he went back to the right platform. However, he was 1 minute late to put away the train, and the train company JR West, I think West Japan Railway Corporation. So JR West JR. I don't know which is what, JR West. So they decided to deduct a 56 yen from his payment, from his salary, because that's how much 1 minute worth. And their claim is that he went to the wrong platform and he was just standing there waiting for the train to come. And so that 1 minute he was not working. Therefore, and then because of his action, because of his mistake, um, he was 1 minute late to put away the train, which means that he should pay kind of like a penalty fee, right? But the company couldn't ask him to, pay a lot of money, so they decided to just take away 1 minute worth of his working hours, and that was the 56 yens, which is 45 cents US dollars. What do you think? So, what do you think? What do you think? It's like, is it fair or is it unfair? What do you think? Yeah, 56 6 yen. It was done to send a message clearly. That seems awful pity. It's Japan, I would say. Yeah. Fired. He wasn't fired. Yeah, it's strange. I can see a 10-minute window. Okay, but not the 30 minutes. It's 1 minute though. It's 1 minute. It's only 1 minute. But anyway, so that was done in 2020. So it's about this was taking place in 2020, and so the employee basically sued the company, and he sued with the uh, 56 yen payback on top of 2.2 million yen in compensation for emotional distress. So he was like, going after some money. So that's understandable. And what do you think the Japanese court said? Does the does this company have to pay him the 56 yen plus 2.2 million yen? Or what do you think? Today is the worst day to be late while discussing about being late. You're fine. No way, no way they allowed this. Uh, he lost. He lost, and I have to pay them instead. Court said no, don't be late. Company probably won as they can afford good lawyers. Ooh, good guesses, good guesses. I'm kind of loving this though. I should do this more often, like A or B. What do you think? Okay, so as a result, the employee won, the staff won. So the company has to pay 56 yen. But that's it. So basically, the court. I remember. Okay. Oh, you read the story? What? I know, right? So I was going through like what I can talk about in this live streaming, and then I was like, oh, this is a good one. This is super Japanese. Like, if you are 1 minute late, and then you have to suffer like a couple of yens, right? And then that's like that's insane, right? But then I was going through the article. I was like, what? Company lost? How? you know? So, but yeah, it's good for him, right? However, the court, the judge didn't confirm the 2.2 million yen as a compensation for emotional distress. So the employee only got 56 yen. So if you think of hiring a lawyer and then paying the lawyer, etc., in the end, I think he kind of lost. It was a waste of time. Yeah, it's a waste of time. And the company didn't really suffer. And of course, like Japanese Railway Corporation (JR) is one of the biggest Japan's transportation companies. So they have billions and billions of dollars to hire a lawyer, right? And so they didn't suffer. The whole system is broken. But yeah. So, and this story doesn't end here. There's more to it. Can you imagine? So this, when was it? This article is dated April 19th. Okay. And it says that this was announced when? When was it? It was like, I would say like last week or something. Yeah, I think. I can't find it. However, okay, so the employee sued this company in March 2021. Okay, so 2 months ago, something. But there's a big but. But this person who sued the company passed away before he could hear this statement. How sad is that? So basically, his families carried on with this suit, but even if he decided to sue the company, he was not there to hear the statement, the last statement, and he doesn't know that he won. So it's a very sad ending. How old is the staff? He's like 59. I think he was 59, so he's very young. He died of some sort of illness. It doesn't say what, but he died of some sort of illness. So sad. Sorry, I'm trying to read it. Yeah, I think hiring a lawyer in Japan is pretty expensive. There's one time I got hit by a scooter. There's one time I got hit by a scooter. Yeah. A couple years ago. It's kind of a funny story. Okay. I think I could talk about it now. So I got hit by a scooter, and I was riding a scooter. I was riding a scooter. I stopped at the red light, and then there's a guy behind me who was not looking ahead, and he hit me with his scooter like this. And so I completely stopped, and I had both of my feet on the ground, and then I pulled the like levers, right, the brakes, and so I didn't move forward at all, but he did. And that it's so surprising how human can fly. you know it's completely his fault, so I can laugh about it, but he hit me from behind, and then his bike just like fell over, but himself he flew to the in the middle of the intersection. I was like, what, right? Anyway, so that guy, not only he didn't have a driver's license, he didn't have a insurance that was mandatory for everyone, and he is kind of a person who doesn't answer the phone, anything like that. And so the cops who dealt the whole situation, uh, I think he shouldn't say that because it's completely up to me, the victim. But he was kind of whispering to me, is like, you can treat this accident in two different ways. That there is a physical damage to you, and then there's just the damage to vehicles. And then if you go with like just damage to vehicles, then you can't get money if you happen to go to the hospital, or like basically he's off the hook, right? But if you go with the other ones that like you had the physical damage, and then he has to go through some system, and then he has to not like pay the fine or anything, but it'll be a little bit more difficult to renew his license, blah blah blah. And so even though he doesn't have a license, anyway, and I think afterwards he did have a license, so he turned it in. So he does have a license, but he just didn't. He wasn't carrying that license that time. And then, so when that happened, he doesn't want to pay a single penny, and I got a whiplash, and so I had to go to the hospital like a couple days a week, right? And I want my money. And I called my insurance guy, but because it's 100% his fault, my insurance company cannot do anything. And so they told me that I should like hire a lawyer. And that time I was under the coverage of my mom's car insurance. And so my mom is a very cautious person, so she has like whole package of like everything can be taken care of. And so there's one service that you can go to a lawyer, you can hire a lawyer for free, right? And so I was like, okay, if it's free, I'll go talk to the lawyer. And then I did. And so I basically sued that person. And but he didn't even show to the courtroom. And so I won, of course. However, um, I have to gather some information that where he works and how much asset he have, and I kind of know who he is. Okay, there is a slight connection that I don't want. um and so I don't know him directly, but I know his sibling, his brother. We went to the same school. And so yeah, and I was like, this is not a good connection. And so I was like, okay, I'm not gonna talk to them, right? And so it's kind of like hard to find like where he works and whatnot. Like if I can find out where he works, and then I can actually suspend his salary, right? And but that's something that like my insurance company should do, and not me. And then I have like 10-year court order that I can do that. And I was like, I got lazy and I didn't do any of that. And then I just don't want any contact, near them. So I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna let it slide. I got the money that the money that I needed. So I was like, okay, that's fine. But anyway, so in that case, lawyer is, free. So you can use lawyer. But if you go to the lawyer to just talk, you know, for like consultation, and you have to pay like $100, $200 per hour, right? And then usually that consultation doesn't really do anything, so you have to keep going. And for just like this type of simple lawsuit, I had to go to the office like 5 6 times, right? And it easily adds up. And even if you win, you have to pay some, like the reward to the lawyer, right? And so yeah, it's not. I don't. Yeah, it's not worth it. So that's why Japan, there is not so many lawsuits. Yeah, it's too expensive, I think. Anyway, yeah, the whole system is broken. Ah, that's interesting how civil lawsuit can work in Japan compared to the US. Hi, Simon. Yeah, you're late. But yeah, so yeah, lawyer can be very expensive. And on the other hand, like in Japan, lawyers cannot make money either. Like you can make fine money, but like not as much as you can get in the States, I think. If you become like a corporate lawyer, maybe. But if you're dealing with people like us, you know, like dealing with the car accidents and whatnot, and then they can't really make any much money. Yeah. Because like you have to go to law school, right? You have to go to college, you have to go to law school, you have to pay a lot of money, and so you hope that you would get more money than other people who didn't go to law school. However, yeah, a lot of people are in school in debt because of school student loans, right? Ta, ta, ta. I'm trying to go back a bit. Okay, not so much. I'm just glad that I have 40 people. Yay. Uh, just gonna get a sip of my drink. What's the highest paying job in Japan? What was it? There was a. Hold on. I can do this. Japanese people like to rank everything. So. Let's see, what is the number one? Pilots. So number one is pilots, and then, but still though, like to become an airplane pilot, like I'm not talking about little ones, but the big ones, right? If you want to be a pilot, you have to pay tons and tons of money, and yet you will be making around 1 million yen per month. So, and then number two is doctor. And number three is professor, but that's wrong. That has to be wrong. Yeah, that has to be wrong. Yeah, so this, I don't know. Like, there's like journalists and all that. So, I don't know. But I think, yeah, top is the number one is the pilots. But from what I've heard, it's the highest tier host or hostesses. Hostess. Yeah. Like Japanese club, right? Japanese club, like where you. I don't know if there are such things in other countries, but like in Japan, like we have a place with the very expensive alcohols, and then like water costs like couple $100. Like water, it's water, and but where if you go to the like host club, and then you there will be a lot of like old guys and then treat you like a princess. And then if you go to hostess, what is it called, kabakura, if you go to kabakura, and then there will be like pretty girls, and they treat you like a king, and then but it costs a lot of money. And if you are very good hostess or a host, and you can get a lot of money, but you need youth. So there are many people who start working in that industry from like 18, like after high school, right? And then you try to make money before you turn 30. So you try to earn as much money as possible. And then once you turn 30, you will start like gradually getting older and older. And that means you can make less money every year. And they usually start their own business, or they just like get all that money, and then they would invest in something, or they would just like don't work at all, and then they would just like just live off of their savings. So, damn, too late for me to become a host. I don't know, like I don't know. You feel like that kind of thing. Also, there is a global pilot shortage. Major U.S. airlines are shorthanded like ANA. Even companies like British Airways are starting to pay for all the training and flight time to become a pilot. Oh, I didn't know that. Hmm. Like, on the other hand, like before COVID, uh, LLC, LCC, which one? LCC, maybe. The low cost airplanes like Jetstar and a Peach and things like that. LCC, here we go. LCC. Those airplane companies would pay very, very, very little bit of money as salary to pilots, so that was very unpopular. But because only very good skilled pilots can be a pilot of NA or JAL, and so they end up working for those LCC companies, and there were some strikes and things like that before. Nowadays, I don't know, because the whole, um, you know, like airplane companies are kind of suffering from the whole COVID thing. How late is acceptable by Japanese people? 5 minutes late is still fine. No, I kind of mentioned it earlier. If you are on time, you are late. So you have to be on. Like if you want to be considered on time, then you have to come 5 minutes early, 5 to 10 minutes early. That's on time. Yeah. So crazy. Um, but even though I'm saying like it's crazy, but my staff has to follow the rule that they have to come in for work 15 minutes, 10 minutes before. I don't check. I don't really check. But they have to come if their work start at 5, and then they are usually here by 5 being perfectly ready. So they dropped off their stuff, and then they would come in with their notepads and a pen, and then they are kind of like ready to work, and then like, what's my assignment today? That's at 5, like if they have to work from 5. So that's that. But it's kind of weird because and maybe you might have heard about it before, but in Japan, when somebody say you have to come at 5, and then you have to be here 5 or 10 minutes early, right? But even if your work is done, let's say, like, well, you don't work like, okay, if it's a work, usually you start from 9, right? Usually people start from 9 to 5. And then, but even if the work starts from 9, you have to be here by 8:55, let's say. And then you would work until 5 o'clock, right? But it doesn't end on time. So starting time is more important in Japan than ending time. So, and then you cannot complain just because it was like, 5 or 5 or 5 or 5:10. Then you can finally go home. So people would assume you to come early enough, but the company would send you off 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes late, but you cannot complain about it. I don't do that. What about if a person is late for dates? Yeah, that might be. I think that's completely depending on the person. Like between friends and between boyfriend, girlfriends, and all that. Like there are people who are always late, right? And then the friends would accept it, you know, or maybe they would know that the person will be late, so they would give you the wrong time. Because we used to do that for a friend in the States. So we're hanging out in the same group the whole, like, most of the time, and it was a mixture of many different uh, like different people from different countries. So we have different cultures. And so there are some Americans, there are some Japanese like me, and then there are maybe Chinese and all that. And then there's like one guy who is from where? He's from where? Ecuador? Anyway, he's like Latin. He's Latin. Okay. And any Latin people, sorry if there are any Latin people, you would probably understand that. They are late all the time. And they don't think it's late. They can be easily 30-minute late. And so if we say, let's meet at noon for lunch, and then he would leave his dorm at noon, or even he would start getting ready at noon. And so first couple of times we were all kind of anxious, like hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, and we all text him and things like that. But then we learned that's his culture. So we decided to give him the false meetup time. And then even if we all know, rest of us know that we are meeting up at noon, we would give him the time like 11:30. Let's meet up 11:30. And anyway, he would show up at 12. So if your friends know that you are always late, and then probably they would give you the false time. As a Brazilian, I can confirm that. Yay! See. uh, do you feel you have do you feel you have adopted values from the outside? You feel clashes with the Japanese value you have grown up with? Sorry, there's like one word I don't know. I'm assuming that there are any things that like I adopted from other countries' culture, even though I was like growing up with Japanese ones. I do. I really do. I think my entire approach to anything is very Western. So my staff actually get very confused because first of all, I really can't call my staff's name with just like last name. And so I ended up calling them in first name basis. And then they would call me like Cherry Sensei. And yeah, and then I'll just call them like blah blah, and then like in first name. So that's like very Western. Like no one would do that in Japan. And what else? What else? What else? The the time thing. So they have to come in. They have to work from like, let's say like their like shift start from like 5 to 6, for example. If it's 5 to 6, and then if they are done with everything that they need to do, then I will send them home, even if it was like 5 minutes early. I don't care. Like if they are done, if they did everything they need to do within that hour, and if there is like 5 minutes left, go home. Enjoy your evening, right? But there is thing in Japan that like you can't leave uh, before your boss goes home. So they're like, I don't care, go home. Anything else? Anything else? There are some like body languages that I picked up in the States, and sometimes it happens even if I'm speaking Japanese, and everyone will be like, "What the hell is that?" Like, for example, air quotes. Like I do this when I'm speaking Japanese too, and then they were like, "What? What the hell is this? These bunnies, two bunnies or two pieces, right?" Yeah. Thoughts on fake friends, fake family, rent a person companies. Yeah, that's a weird industry, huh? Yeah, like before there was like rental kareshi or 彼女もあるのかな. Like you can basically rent a boyfriend, rent a boyfriend or rent a girlfriend. I don't know how far you can go with this. Maybe there's like additional charge or anything, but seems like I never like go online and then take a look at in depth. But according to any like TV, like like TV, not like documentary or anything like that, like news kind of thing, that like the focus is on like rentaru kareshi or something. That seems like it's like a pure 2 minute, a 2 hour date or something, that you can go to cafe, you can take like purikura, the picture machine, and then yeah, you can go to the zoo if you want, if you can go to the movie, and then basically everything that you guys would do has to be paid by the person who rent out the boyfriend or girlfriend. And I was like, huh. And then I was like, okay, well, sure, right? Because like there are people who cannot get real boyfriend or girlfriend, and then they want that kind of experience. Or sometimes people get lonely. I was like, okay, yeah, sure, you're paying money to do that, so why not? But there are also people who'd rent out a friend. I don't know about family though, but there is the people who'd rent out a friend or friends. So female friends or boy friends, or yeah, for just to have a party or something. Like let's have a party, right? And then you would bring you rent out a friends to celebrate your birthday, or let's say okay, so there are people who cannot go into a restaurant to eat, or who would go out to the movie theater to watch a movie alone. There are people who would be embarrassed to go out to the public by themselves. So in that case, I think it's a good service, right? Yeah. So if you are afraid going out anywhere, and if there are no such services, I don't know why I'm talking about this long, but then you could rent out if you pay a little bit of money, and then you would rent out a friend, and you if you can go out to do something, and you can actually enjoy it, and then like you should do it, you should rent out a friend. Yeah, there you go. All right, and now I only have 5 minutes. Shoot. Hello, Sherry. It's still made it somehow. Greeting from the Philippines. Hi. I feel like I missed a lot of comments. To read a comment, I'm trying to read the comments off of the computer screen, but I have really bad eyesight, and so I might be looking at like here. That might be better. Let me try it. Yeah, this might be better. Mhm. Da, da, da. What is it? Is it true that it's illegal to talk bad about a company if what you're saying is true? Did I say anything about it? Hmm? I mean, if you said something without proof, this is really hard though, because like there are so many. Okay, it's kind of dark, but like there are so many suicides in Japan because of some internet bullying, and then people or well, mostly the families of the victim are trying to sue those people, and because like there are like IP address and things like that, so you can trace it to the specific person who wrote some mean words, right? However, there are many kind of like uncertain line that makes it most of the comments not so illegal. So the only comments that can be illegal will be to create some sort of like clear damage to the company or person. And so, and then that company who got damaged have to prove that how many like dollars, for example, have been lost because of this single post or something like that, and or has to be some a personal attack on a person. How for example, like if you are talking about your voice is weird, you know, or you're ugly, or you should die, maybe a like good one, like that could be, you know, illegal without any question. But if you are being criticized, for example, like I'm presenting myself here, and then if somebody would comment something like, "Don't do this," I still get hurt, so don't do this. But like if you say like, you like for example, you talk too slow, you know, or something like that. You talk too quiet, like I can't hear you, and I don't like how you talk. But there are some facts in that. It doesn't matter what I feel about it, but me talking too slow for others to, for listeners I took too slow. I talk too slow for the listener to understand. Then it like that's like criticism, right? So for the criticism, I can sue because that's just like one person's opinion about how I deliver my live stream. So that makes sense. Yeah. So for example, like this, like you took too long to explain this. See, like I can take this as an like personal attack, and I was like trying to help you guys, you know, and then I was like trying to be helpful and then try to entertain and then all that, and I can say all of these things, of course. However, this can be just a criticism. So I have to suck it up and take it. I can't bring it up to the court. The court will reject it. And so that's what it is. Okay, it's almost the time. I only have like 30 seconds left. Oh, it's too fast. Okay, one last question. If you have any. you have any question? Do you have any thoughts? One last thought. I'm just gonna. This is not bad. This is not bad. It's not too sweet. So if you are thirsty, I think this is good. Like if you drink like regular lemonade a lot, and then like you get more thirsty, I think. And by the way, Norm is gone. Do people really kill time at convenience stores to avoid being too early? Yeah, they do. They do. They really do. So so there is one occasion that you cannot be too early. Like you cannot be 5 minutes early. You have to be on time. On time. That's a meeting. That's like an appointment with another company or another person. So this is like really Japanese thing come in. But if you go to the one like, to a meeting 5 minutes early, and there's a possibility the the not the opponent, you're not fighting, the company or the person who are waiting for you might not be ready yet, right? So there is a concern like that. And so if you are visiting somebody or visiting a company, you have to be perfectly on time. But it's impossible for us to do that. So you go early and then you find the nearest convenience store and you spend a little time there and then you show up at the door on time. There are literally people who are waiting in the hallway or in the staircase, kind of hiding because like you cannot be caught by that person because then they would be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, you were waiting," and then that means like you are kind of forcing them to feel sorry for us, you know. So this is like so ridiculous. Like Japanese people are so ridiculous. I can say that because I'm Japanese. But yeah, I was gonna say. So that's the only time that you have to be on time. On time. Anyway, see, yeah, I do that too. I had until the last minute. Yeah, yeah, that's very like that. Japanese people would do that. So anyway, that concludes our story of being of not being late. Yeah, don't be late in Japan. So if you cannot be on time or 5 minutes, show up in 5 minutes in advance, and then you cannot work in Japan, too bad. You have to fix that part first before coming to Japan to work. Alrighty, so that's all for today, and I will see you next week. For next week it's Golden Week, so I don't know. I'll be at home during this time. So I don't know, I have to figure out like if I can take my phone outside, then I might live stream during daytime from outside. But I don't really have much data so on my phone, and so I don't know. I'll try to figure out. Anyway, all right, so good night. How am I gonna end this? Okay, everything's like so different. Alrighty, ありがとうございます。Bye. Confirmation. Bye.